everybody, welcome to my show, Not the Flog. We were going to call this show Dick in a Box, but I couldn't find any boxes. So today on Not the Flog, I wanted to talk about mobile versions of some of the games that we've played on tabletop. All of these are available in the iPad store, and a lot of them are also available in the Google Store for Android. So do your own research and don't yell at me if the game that you want to play is not available on your mobile platform of choice, because all I'm doing is delivering news to you, not actually programming games and putting them in stores. My God, man. One of the really great things about playing games on tabletop is that we all get together with our friends, we spend an evening together, and we enjoy the company while we play games. But sometimes you want to play a game and there isn't anybody to play with. And when that happens, what is better than playing with yourself? These games work really well against the computer. They all have good AIs. They also work really well against your friends and neighbors or soon-to-be vanquished enemies. I don't judge. We actually used a lot of these games to help people who were unfamiliar with their tabletop counterparts train up before they came to play on the show. So let's get started. Game number one is Small World. Small World is from the first season of Tabletop. It's the game that Sean Plott won when we all thought Grant Imahara was going to win. And it let Jenna Bush say the phrase, "my crazy bitches," over and over again.
Crazy bitches. I like the crazy bitches. With my crazy bitches.
It is a delightful... I'm dying. Not really. It's very hot in my house right now. The Small World iPad app is really fantastic. The AI in it is quite good, and you can play it as pass and play with your friends, or you can play it against the computer. There are in-app purchases available to get a couple of expanded races and powers that are super fun. It's the Cursed expansion, and I forget what the other one is called. The only limitation to it is that it is only a two-player game. I'm really hoping that the developers will expand the map and let us have 3, 4, and 5-player games, but at the moment, it's only a two-player game. When I bought it, it was like $7. Next up is Settlers of Catan. We played Settlers in the first season of Tabletop. We also played Star Trek Catan in the second season of Tabletop. Spoiler alert, I did not win either game. The iPad app is really super fun. It has a campaign mode that allows you to go out with the expansions like Seafarers of Catan. And it also has just regular straight up basic 4-player Catan. You can play against 3 players, you can play against 2 players, doesn't matter. It's got lovely music and delightful little character animations, and works very well for pass and play as well. There's nothing more fun, I think, than playing with yourself and shouting, "I've got wood for sheep." Next up is Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride, of course, made delightfully famous by my wife, Wil Wheaton, who hit the table and knocked all of the trains everywhere. How about if we go to a slow motion shot of that right now?
And whoever wins gets a Rolex.
Right? So Ticket to Ride is a really incredibly wonderful game from Days of Wonder. One of my absolute favorites. Really is kind of my go-to infection vector game for people who are sort of interested in tabletop games but are a little intimidated by the array of choices that are available to them. The Ticket to Ride app is fantastic. It comes with the basic American map and then allows in-app purchases to buy every single expansion. And they're all really, really good. I think a lot of in-app purchases are typically bullshit and they're just sucking money away from you for no good reason. But the Ticket to Ride in-app purchases are great. You can buy the 1906 expansion, you can buy Ticket to Ride Europe expansion, you can buy the Switzerland map, which is specifically designed for 2 people to play. It's very well put together, it's got great music, the graphics are really nice, it's really, really easy to play. The AI level is great too. It goes from like very easy to beat to, oh, if you play against this AI, you're gonna feel like Wil Wheaton on Tabletop. Of all the tabletop games I have played on my iPad while pooping, nothing has as much time invested in it as Carcassonne. I love Carcassonne. It's such a brilliant, beautiful, simple, elegant game, but one of the most difficult things in it is knowing exactly where your legal moves are, making sure you don't inadvertently put a farmer in a field that already has a farmer in it, and the scoring can be a little complicated. The app takes care of all of that for you, and you can play against opponents of every different level. You can play against opponents that are really simple, that kind of don't do really smart things, and you can play against really evil opponents where pretty much all they do is try to put a road straight into your city so you have no hope of completing it, or they're constantly putting up city tiles next to your cities and claiming them to make you invest 5 meeples into one city. It's really fun. And it uses the ELO ranking system so you can keep track of exactly how you are doing relative to the players you're playing against. The computer's great, but you can also play against anyone you want on the internet. It supports Game Center, so you can play against anyone that you can connect to. I play against Felicia all the time, although sometimes it's 3 months before she takes her turn. What the shit, Felicia? One of the games on this list that I know is available for Android and Apple products. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying iOS. Doesn't it just sound weird? It sounds like you're putting something in your butt. One of the games that I know is available for Apple and Android is Elder Sign from Fantasy Flight Games. We played this last season and it with Bill Prady and Felicia and me, and even though I was useless, we still managed to win the game. This game is a perfect single-player game because you're basically controlling all of the investigators in the museum. They've developed it a whole lot since it first came out. There are tons of new characters that you can play with, and there are some campaigns, so now you can play against additional, more dangerous elder gods. And what's really fun is there's a campaign mode where you have to gather up elder signs through the museum just like you do in the basic game, but then you have to go to a second phase where you have to travel to like the Arctic to go and try to send Cthulhu back, or there's another one where you have to go someplace else, like, I don't know, I think it's like the Del Taco drive-through, and you have to work your way around all the stoners on a Sunday afternoon so that you can just get a big beefy burrito and some fries. A game that we haven't played on tabletop and probably won't ever play on tabletop just because of limitations is Ascension. Ascension is probably my favorite deck building game this side of Smash Up, and the iPad version of it is so phenomenal and so fantastic, and makes that game fly by, and it's really, really fun. If you don't want to invest like in a whole Carcassonne game while you're taking a dump, this is perfect for while you're taking a dump. It's probably the best dump taking game. But don't get me wrong, Bejeweled's great for taking a dump, but you know, if you really like get on a run, which is a word you don't want to think of when you're taking a dump, and you just can't stop playing, you're gonna give yourself some hemorrhoids. You don't want that. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And now it's time for this week's Not Question of Note. It comes from Chef Brian, who asks, why don't you play Descent: Journeys into the Dark? Well, Chef Brian, let me tell you. Dear Chef Brian, one of the main reasons we can't play Descent: Journeys into the Dark on tabletop is that an average game lasts about 5 hours, and that's just too long. Now, we could make it into a 2-part episode, but if I'm going to spend that much time playing a game, I want it to be a game that I really love. I'm not particularly crazy about Descent. There's so much dice rolling and it's so random that you can spend an entire game developing a strategy only to just roll so poorly that the other team wins. I speak from painful personal experience. Thanks for your question, and play more games. Heart, 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 Wil Wheaton. Okay, Chef Brian, nothing is coming to you in the mail because all I did was draw a dick. That's a bunch of games that you can have on your Apple or on your Android, or I don't know, does anybody use an N-Gage? I know, that's ridiculous. That's like asking if anybody's recently had a limb amputated by a field surgeon during the Civil War. I know, I get it. Anyway, they're a lot of fun to play. I hope that you enjoy them. If I've missed a tabletop game that is in either the Play Store or the App Store that you love, please tell me in comments, because I'm always looking for other games that I can add to my collection, and if there's really great ones that I love, maybe I'll do another Not the Flog. So thanks for watching, have a great week, and until next time, play more games.